These colonialists are at the back door remoting what? The sit-tight African leaders. And this is what Igbo man has come to liberate Africa. We have come to set Africa free from slavery of the white supremacists. They hate the Igbos because they are jealousy of the fact that Igbos are the one that is going to liberate Africa from the tutelage of the Western Europe.
Okay, Igbos, they've come and said that Yorubas hate them, all because of they know that they are the restoration and the glory of Africa. That's why this hatred towards the Igbos, they just hate them for no just cause, because they know that they will bring that glory and restoration finally to Africa.
There's an anomaly here. I would like to correct. When you go to Ondo State, Ondo people think different. They don't reason like Ogun State people. They don't reason like Ochun State. And the whole Ochun State could not reason the same. I've been to Akomikiri. They reason well. They are like Igbos. I've been to Obomocho. In fact, Obomocho, they are Igbo. So what I'm trying to correct is that nobody should believe my opinion here. General or generalized. I'm not trying to say that it's the whole Yoruba. So this sect of selfish, tribalistic Yorubas hate Igbo with passion. They impassion the hatred they have for Igbos with all manners of ingredients, mixing it up with all manner of fake stories. Stories that are deep down in jealousy and enviousness, which is why I'm saying that they hate the Igbos because they are jealousy of the fact that Igbos are the one that is going to liberate Africa from the tutelage of the Western Europe. Western Europe, after regaining of African independence, Africans regained their independence in 1960s, late 50s. They what presented, they showcased bad African leaders, deceiving the whole world that the whole countries, Nigeria and so on and so forth, Nigeria, Cameroon, Togo and so on and so forth, have gotten their independence. It's a lie. It's a naked lie. These colonialists are at the back door remoting what? The sit-tight African leaders. And this is what Igbo man has come to liberate Africa. We have come to set Africa free from slavery of the white supremacists. And this has shown Igbo to be like a candle on the mountain top, in the pinnacle of the mountain, that can never be hidden. And let me tell you, our sister tribe, our brothers tribe, Yoruba, they are not happy about it. No Yoruba man, not all of them, like I said, is looking at you with good eyes. Okay, it has played out during the election. It has played out after election. Our properties, our jobs, our business establishments in the Lagos Island, in the mainland, were what? Subjected to destruction. They devastated Igbo man business to the level that some Igbo men today have not regained fully after presidential election, gubernatorial election in Lagos State. At their proper axis, their jobs were destroyed at night, set ablaze. For what cause? What is the problem? What is their crimes? I mean the Igbos. What have they done? What is it that Igbo man has done to Yoruba man since inception of Nigeria? I'm not generalizing this, but I'm saying that the hatred is so much. Look at the demolition of shops at Holy Trinity, Apapa. Look at the demolition of properties at Ablo Odo. Look at what transpired here in 2021 at Akilo spare parts market. When the Igbo spare parts businessmen were busy celebrating their new year in the southeastern Nigeria, some enemies of the Igbos wake up as early as 3 a.m. raised with excavators, bulldozers, bringing down the whole shops. The owners of these shops were not around to pick their valuables. It was just the valuables were littered all over the places for the Hausa scavengers, scrap pickers to feast on. And actually they feasted on all those papers. And none of them was recovered or compensated today. As I'm telling you now, the actual reason why the Akilo's papers shop were destroyed has not been met today. No construction going on. Nothing was erected on that empty space. And today, those Igbo businessmen were rendered unemployed, were rendered what? Jobless. This is a mere hatred. It has gone beyond that. In 2023 presidential election, Igbos were subjected to all manner of dehumanization. At the election venue, they were denied their PVC. They were denied entrance to the venue to cast their votes. A mere hatred, a mere abhorrence. Igbos were subjected to all this kind of bad treatment in the southwestern Nigeria. Having their counterparts at Umuahia, Enugu, and some good communities in Igbo land, enjoying themselves, running their business, doing their civil engineering work, constructing building for the Igbos, accepted by the communities, giving the most welcome hospitalities by the Igbos in the southeastern Nigeria, while we are being treated this way in southwestern Nigeria. I tell you that it has gone a long way to describe the kind of hatred, abhorrence Yoruba man has for Igbo man. The rigging of election of 2023 is another good narrative indicting the Yorubas as the enemies of the Igbos. I'm telling you that it was a long story that started in 1953. Awolowo and Nnamdi Azikiwe's election. Azikiwe won election here. Awolowo gathered all his children, all his brothers in the southwest together. They aligned together and hosted Zik. It was a coup, a coalition coup. It worked against Igbo man. Today, it is still expanding on and on, developing into such disastrous hatred that could even bring what? Bad report, bad results, bloodletting, but it's not going to happen like that. We don't fight them. There will be no bloodletting. We are still caging all this, at least controlling our temper with diplomacy. Diplomatic relationship that Igbo man is well known for. We are the one. We can relate with anybody. We can live in any region in the world and still help develop such community. I'm telling you that it is really, really, indeed, a very long story that started 1950s. Today, Igbo man has won election. And who is on the power today? Who is enjoying Obi's administration? Yoruba man. Okay? It has gone a long way to say, to tell you how far they have hated us.
But lastly, this Lagos Peda, that guy that tweeted Igbo must go. Do you not think by this time now, if it do you not think it should have been caught by now, for tweeting such rubbish?
Some persons are behind him. The elites. Some elites, not all Yoruba elites. Some persons,
in the southwest,
big wigs are in his support. And even could be he tweeted or blogged alone on his own. He would have been apprehended since and be brought to what? To the book or to justice. Till today, nobody has ever seen him. Something is there. I'm telling you, something is wrong.
There is a massive underground work going on among the G5, among the G7, among the G10, whatever, no matter whatever you look at it.
Samuel Ekpa has contracted a firm called Morgan Global Strategies for lobbying the US government and at the same time private sectors in the US for Biafra liberation. Do you think this is a good move from Samuel Ekpa?
It's an advancement, it's an encouragement, it's a good thing to happen, and it has been something that has been happening. This is not the first time. I can remember Bruce Finn, the US UN international lawyer, that is a personal lawyer to Nnamdi Kanu, who is also championing the same Biafran cause through the United Nations and international community, using his vast experience and connection and network, to get people to understand the need for Biafran restoration. Biafran restoration, quote me, So look at what Sam Oniba has done in recent time, it is still in line with the quest for restoration of sovereign state of Biafra, using lobbyist firm, international recognized lobbyist firm, to get U.S. attention first. Then we get United States of America's attention first. Then, by the time we get these people to buy into the ideology of restoration of the sovereign state of Biafra, at the end of the day, then we are taking a step. And let me tell you, there is a massive underground work going on among the G5, among the G7, among the G10, no matter whatever you look at it. The international community are buying and are watching decisively, with amazing interest on the political development in Nigeria. Of course, we can see also that everything that's happening in Nigeria now, as regards to the fate of Biafrans in Nigeria, the fate of the eastern region, is being currently monitored, by a group of people, set aside under the umbrella of Moran Global Services, to make sure that everything is being documented, that we presented on the day that the UN and the world powers are going to sit down and announce Biafra. And secondly, the reason why we need international renowned lobbies on this matter is that we tend to have boundary issues too. We tend to have territorial issues too. We tend to look at the issues that have to do with maritime. We need to buy into in our own airspace too. At the end of the day, we need international aid. At the end of the day Biafra will be announced as a sovereign nation. So what Sam Oniba is doing at this point in time is continue to spread, those pipes, those contacts, those networks that will make Biafra stand as a sovereign nation without looking back or without seeking unnecessary assistance from anybody. Because for a new nation like that, there is possibility that might be an invasion at the end of the day. We need to protect our airspace. How can we protect our airspace? Is by lobbying, is by expanding our network, is by getting allies, is by coalition agreement, on that. It's very important. It's not a matter of announcing Biafra. We need to get this thing done at the end of the day so that Biafra as a nation can take off on a good note.
Simon Ekpa, our God-given able Prime Minister, and the Biafran Republic government in exile, and other cabinets, Biafran tic-tacs, they always think well and take right decisions. You see, this is the problem with Biafrans. But in the First Republic, under Ojukwu, we don't have good representatives outside the world. Nobody is projecting the image of Biafra at that time. Nobody was projecting the image of Biafra at that time. It was the little one, Okokondem, Uchechukwu Merije, Biafra chief propaganda, and Okokondem, the old Okokondem, the original Okokondem of that time, Biafra chief broadcaster, the little one they are able to do, that see us, is part of the thing that see us for that period, see us through for that period. Then if you watch, all these things, past mistakes, is what the Simon Ekpa and Biafra government in exile and all other Biafran tic-tac have sit down and calculate and say, no, this time we have to look for somebody who is influential person, who can be able to project Biafran image to other part of the world, so that we can be able to achieve what we're looking for by God's grace. And it seems, or as I look at it, since they engage these lobbies, the man is doing a very good job. The man is trying. We can see that through his efforts and other things, Biafra government in exile was able to have individuals, even in American lawmakers. Biafra was able to have individuals there who come out individually to support Biafrans, to agree with Biafrans. And these individuals, plus the one have already employed or called to help us lobbies, they can also influence the American government, whether Democrat or Republican, are there. They can be able to influence them to support Biafra this time around, to come out and support us. Not like a former one in the First Republic. America did not support Nigeria, they did not support Biafra, they sit on the fence watching. By the time America is coming up to support Biafra, we are already weak. And there was no victor, no vanquish. So this time, I think that America will come up in time through the influential individuals in America, both in governments and private sectors, that have started talking of Biafra, like this Elimox. Our Prime Minister is trying to convince for him to understand what Biafran is for. If Elimox can be able to be on Biafra's side, do you know the influence or how we lobby American governments also to support Biafra? All these people are the type of people we need for the actualization of Biafra. We need support all over the world.
The other day, Elon Musk talked about Christianity being killed in Africa, and although some ekpa asked to him and replied him that Biafra is the hope of Africa, and that for Christianity not to be killed in Africa, that Biafra is what I call it the hope of the Christians faithful in Africa. So do you see Elon Musk finally going the way of the Biafrans to make Christianity stay alive in Africa?
Elon Musk, if he come up to defend Christianity or Christians all over the world, which means automatically by God's grace, he will support Biafra. As our Prime Minister said, that Biafra is one of the hope of Africa. In anything, economically, technologically, even in Christianity, Biafrans are at least 90% Christians. Then 10%, 90% Christians. Then 99%, 9% traditional worshippers. Then 1% or 0.0% are Muslims. I'm not telling you that we have Muslims in Biafra. Other 1% or 0.05% are Muslims.
But the 1%, are you sure it's not too small? Are you sure you're getting your statistics right?
You said?
Is the 1% not too small for Muslims in Biafra?
This want to take that we are Christians. And those people that you can see that call themselves Muslims in Biafra, is like people like Asiri Tukubo, who were looking at Nigerian contracts. People who sold themselves into Muslim because of money. Not that because it's their heritage, but they sold themselves into Islam because of money. So Biafrans are at 90% or 95% Christians. So if a Limos come up crying out for preservation of Christians, which means Biafra will be his list to preserve, to exist, to be, because we are Christians. Which is exactly what our Prime Minister is trying to let him to understand. That if you talk of Christianity, you remember Biafra. We are Christians.